Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my YouTube channel. Today we have a 360 tarot reading counting from today to the next Sunday, and let's see what are our spirits doing about. Thank you very much for watching, your support is greatly appreciated. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy the videos, and use the links down below to find more of my content and to know about my services and book a reading or personal consultation with me. So, for the ones of you that don't know what this reading is about, let me explain to you real quickly. So we have 12 houses, as you can see, which represent the 12 houses in astrology, the 12 zodiac houses, not the constellations, because astrology is not about the constellations, it's about the mathematical divisions of the seasons and the Earth's path, right? And we're gonna take 13 cards though, because there will be a card in the middle that represents the spiritual state, and then the 12 houses are manifested and materialized or attracted from whatever the spirit is doing. But this is a general reading, so we have to read the movement, the frequency and vibration of the spirit of the being that we live in, because as you have beings living within you, we also live inside of a bigger being, of a bigger spirit, and those frequencies and vibrations, the movement, the desires, the lights, the darknesses of that spirit influence us. And like you have chakras and organs, the being that we live in, chakras and organs are the planets. That's why we have 7 chakras, and it has 7 main planets, quote unquote, out there as well. Right? So let's get started. Thank you for watching once again, and let's go. The moon today is in Aries, then it will be in Taurus, then it will be in Gemini, and then it will be in Cancer, I think, until the next Sunday. Yeah. So let's get started with the spiritual house, the house number 0, the house of origin, where everything starts, your spirit, your space, and we have the 9 of Swords in reverse. Alright, y'all? So with the 9 of Swords in reverse, that means that we are all experiencing, or everybody, every spirit has the opportunity to experience an elevation, an upgrade in their way to think, communicate, analyze, and socialize. Alright? But it's in reverse, so that means that you or others are misunderstanding yourself or your new, upgraded, more efficient, more sophisticated way to think, communicate, analyze, and socialize. And also, we also have the opportunity to be more logical, more flexible, lighter, transparent, and straight to the point. And this calls really to me, for an example, for people like me, or for people that are into spirituality and astrology and tarot and crystals and gems and those types of things, people that are into spirituality, we have the ability to translate better the unconscious, the subconscious, the feminine into the conscious, the external, and the masculine. So we have the opportunity to improve how we express spirituality, how we make those things that don't make sense, and we make sense. That's why the expression is making sense, because basically nothing makes sense until you make sense out of it, and then you communicate that to others, and you make others make sense out of it as well in their own way. But once again, it's in reverse, so you or others are misunderstanding you, the new logicality within you, or just the process of change, the process of upgrading can bring miscommunication or misunderstandings. But in general, very good card to be there in the middle. It means everybody, every spirit is looking or already into ascension, elevation, growth, and expansion in a more logical, intellectual, and communicative way. Let's move into the first house. House of personality, personal issues, and personal insecurities from this moon quarter, this week from today actually from yesterday until the next Sunday, and we have King of Swords in reversed. All right. So it's a direct continuation of the card in the middle, because they are both swords, they are both air elements, and they are both in reversed. So with the King of Swords in reverse, it means that in your personal life, right, in relationships or interests or subjects really close to you, right, you have the opportunity to be a great leader, a great example when it comes to thinking, communicating, analyzing, being more clear, being more honest, being more transparent. But you or others might be misunderstanding, misjudging, or misusing you as the example, right? You might be a good example, you might be a good leader, but somebody might not enjoy that. They might hate themselves, so they're gonna hate on you because you're being this great example of how to be more logical and intellectual, and they might use you to prove their flunked out point. It doesn't matter. You gotta stay straight in your path, right? And the thing is, because it's in the first house, it might be in your personal space, but it might not be you. Somebody might be already bringing the misunderstanding and the miscommunication, and you have to step up and be an example, be a leader, use that house in the middle, and be like, hey, we can clarify this. We can be more logical. We can be more flexible. We can be more light. We don't need to overreact. We don't need to go so deep. And then you make the environment, your personal space, more light and more clear as well. All right? Let's move on to the second house. House of values. How you value yourself, how you value others, and how you think others value themselves, and how you think others value you and your values and talents and gifts and materializations as well. So let's see what we have on that second house. The card is coming out. There we go, there we go. And let's do it. Come on. Come out. It's taking a while. So it means, there we go. 6 of Wands. All right. 6 of Wands means that you are, or you should, right? Always remember this, not just my tarot readings, everybody tarot readings, everybody astrological readings, especially the general ones, or for the community or for the collective. You have to really integrate that information into your personal life, right? You can just take it and copy paste it, right? So this means that you are already, or you are going into, or you should be bringing more action, attention, authority, and control over your imaginations, feelings, visions, creativity, spirituality, action, and expression when it comes to your values, things that you find valuable within you and outside of you. All right? So, a real example, somebody might be creating these images and expressing to you or others something good or negative, it doesn't matter, but something about your values, about your business, about something that you value. And then you have to bring authority and control to yourself first. So create yourself better images, better imaginations, better visions about your business and your own value. And then if necessary, right, communicate that to others and show that to others, that you have authority over your own imaginations about your business and your values. And that goes straight to the middle card, because we are learning how to elevate how we communicate, how we share things with others. And most times, there is a reason why it's called swords. You have to cut, or you have to show your sword and be like, I don't really want to cut, but if you force me, I will, right? Because they might be talking about your business and what you value without knowing what's really going on, or they might be haters because they want to be as you, or they want to be something else, but their spirit is blocked behind bars. They are in spiritual jail, so they are attacking you because basically they attack themselves. So you have to First, 6 of Wands within yourself, in your imagination, in your spiritual realm, in your visions, and then use the Nine of Swords to, in a more sophisticated, in a better way, communicate it. Hey, I know what's going on, I have the right vision about my business, and I create the best images about my values, and you can't perturb that. Matter of fact, I'm a bring power and control over your imaginations, and I will seed my imaginations and visions about my business within you, so you stop creating those bullshit imaginations. Don't do that too much, because it's the 6, so it's bringing to your space, firstly, and only if necessary, you go to quote-unquote war, right? But if you do so, remember that you can do it in a more sophisticated, light, and also distant way. You don't need to get so personal. You don't need to get so emotionally invested, all right? Next, let's go to the 3rd house. House of your surroundings, familiarity, people from like work, from the shop. And we have reversed Queen of Cups. And that means that in your surroundings, there is an opportunity, there is a space that can give you great emotional support, but you might misunderstand where it's coming from. You might misuse it to justify certain desires, to be comfortable in the same old space, or just to be a victim, right? But you should use this great emotional support, right, to make yourself feel better in your surroundings, so you can be yourself and expand yourself using the card in the middle, expanding your logicality, expanding your communication, elevating your speech game. You know what I'm saying? So don't use this great emotional support for some low desire, for some comfortability issues, but to get out there and expand yourself, your business, and your values, aka the 2nd house right before it. All right? Let's go into the 4th house. House of your personal surroundings. People that you let into your heart space, creating new feelings, creating new emotions, creating new moods. People that you let into your bedroom, metaphorically and realistically. And we have the reversed Ace of Swords. With a reversed Ace of Swords, that means that you, or in that really personal, really emotional space, right? Most times less physical, more emotional, more internal, right? There is the opportunity for a great individual, unique, new way of thinking, communicating, and analyzing, or just a very unique and powerful thought. But you or slash and others, my bad, in that area of your life might be misunderstanding and misjudging because they might not understand that new thought. Their mind might be too small, or you might still are using the middle card to learn how to communicate and express that very unique thought or new idea or new way to communicate and be a part of that house, of that area of your life. But in general, it's a more light, sophisticated, detached way, but very unique, very powerful, so you and others can connect to that thing. You know what I'm saying? Let's move to the 5th house, house of entertainment, attention, pleasure, and fixed visions, actions, and expressions. Also the things you like to pay attention to, fixed creativity as well. And in that house we have the reversed, the Chariot, reversed Cancer, reversed Cardinal Water. Here we go. So, a major arcana, a big event, a big movement in the spiritual realm, right? And this means that you are creating new vehicles to travel the emotional and spiritual realm, or creating new roads, or creating new locations to travel into. So aka you are creating new emotions, new feelings, new moods, new connections, new reasonings, new purposes, new goals in life in that area of your life, but you and others might be misunderstanding or misjudging yourself, the new vehicles, the new paths, the new locations, or the new purposes. They might not be hating you, but they just don't really know how to approach you, or you don't know how to approach them because they have this new purpose behind them. They have this new mood behind them when it comes to pleasure, entertainment, attention, and authority, when it comes to creativity, actions, and expressions, right? So this might be you, this might be others in that area of your life. You might be enjoying the same show. You might be receiving a spotlight right now because you did something, or you told this story, or you participated in these events, and then you or whoever you share those events, or even both of y'all, are creating these new spiritual purposes because of those events, or because of the attention that you received, or that you didn't receive but you thought you should receive from those events. You know what I'm saying? Let's move into the 6th house, house of routines. And guys, I was sneezing. So let's go into the 6th house, house of routines, patterns, organization, health, and work, like going to your job and shit like that. And we have Pluto, judgment. That's deep. It's powerful. So, with Pluto and judgment in that house, it means that you are transforming either your routines, your patterns, or how you see yourself in those routines and patterns, and how you connect that to the rest of your life, to your entertainment, to your love, to your just routines around the house, or because it's mutable earth, this house, so you are by default it involves connecting different routines in work, at your house, when you go to exercise, when you go out to eat, right? So you are transforming, all right? This is Pluto. You are transforming, and then because you are transforming the way you work, or the way you feel about your work, or the way you feel about the environment where you work, or where you have routines, the way you judge them, and the way you are judged by them is changing by default, right? And then you can use the card in the middle to think, analyze, and communicate your new self and the new environments of work in a more sophisticated and more intelligent, more wise way as well. All right? Let's go into the 7th house, house of relationships, new relationships, and acting, thinking, communicating in different ways in the same relationships. Thus, you might be in a relationship with the same person, but it can become a different relationship, right? Let's see what card we have over there. There we go. Two of Swords. All right. A lot of air energy so far. So this is pretty simple, actually. This card in this house, it's very synergetic. Basically, you are looking for new conversations, new topics, or new ways to communicate and analyze your relationships and within your relationship. So you're not really looking for new people to talk about. This might also happen, but your focus, our focus, is more creating new conversations, or you might still talk about the same thing, but in a different way, in a more sophisticated way, in a more wise way, and you can connect better your experiences to your partner and then to the world itself, right? Thus expanding the communication and conversations within your relationships. And then you might even, via a one-on-one relationship, you might connect with others via that relationship because you communicate better, and you, using the card in the middle, you are expanding and elevating your communication game, and then they tell about somebody, how well you talking, or you tell about somebody else, how well they talking, and then attracts more people for you to interact with, thus creating new relationships as well. You know what I'm saying? So let's move on to the 8th house, house of deep relationships, real meaningful relationships, deep desires, deep emotions, deep feelings, deep passions, deep motivations, deep frustrations, and deep aggressiveness as well. And in that house, it's 8th house, it goes deep. That's why it has so many descriptions. You know what I'm saying? We have the Six of Cups. Ooh, emotional card in an emotional house. Six of Cups in reversed, by the way. Alright. So that means that you are, or you should be, bringing power, control, and attention to your own emotions, feelings, dreams, and illusions. But I really feel we are doing this too much. Right? That's why it's in reverse. Because the 8th house is already fixed water, so it's already about being fixed, having authority, having control over our feelings and desires. And that when you try to take control too much over something, you actually lose control. That thing actually starts controlling you. So what can happen is you might try to be super controlative or super authoritarian over your own feelings, over your own desires, and then you lose control. Because you are not using the desire, you are becoming the desire. And then the desire can use you. So that's the misunderstanding. That's what the reverse here is telling us. That we should bring more power and control. We should bring more attention and authority to our dreams and illusions in a fixed way, to our deep desires, but until a certain limit, until a certain point. And so we can experience them in a sophisticated, balanced way, using the card in the middle, elevating how we think about those deep desires. And then just experiencing it. Don't go too deep, don't bring too much power, and don't bring too much attention. AKA, you might be misunderstanding the card in the middle, and you might be communicating too much about your deep desires, emotions, and feelings, thus bringing too much external attention to that area of your life, and you shouldn't be doing that. Only from the right people, places, and things, right? Let's move on to the 9th house. 9th house, house of wisdom, knowledge, and sharing and spreading your own wisdom, knowledge, faith, belief, imagination, visions, and spiritual belief systems, right? So, oh, there we go. And we have reversed Two of Wands. So that means that we are looking or already doing this, which is communicating in more expressive, creative, and passionate ways, or communicating, having conversations relating about our dreams, imaginations, spiritual experiences, and spiritual belief systems, but we or others are misunderstanding the topic, or you shouldn't, like, you are engaging, you are enjoying the conversation with that partner, but it's the wrong partner. It feels good because it's fire, it's creative, but they are not the right person or the right audience to be expressing that. And it comes from the middle card, because we are doing the right thing, we are elevating how we communicate in a logical way about spiritual stuff, about creativity, about imaginations, but we might be doing it with the wrong people, in the wrong spaces, thus the misunderstanding. But hey, you gotta go through it. That's the only way you're gonna know that that's the wrong person. It's if you do it, right? And then once you know, you stop it. And that's it. And now you know better, you do better, right? Let's go into the 10th house. House of new routines, new patterns, new careers, new status, and new profitable and important networking and associations. Let's go. What we have there in that house. So far, a lot of energy, a lot of reversed energy as well. It's normal. The card in the middle is in reversed as well. So really learning, really changing. Oh, 2 cards? Nope. I only want 1. I don't want two. I only want one. All right. Only one. Let's go. Let's go. Almost scatteredness, but we are able to catch ourselves in that aspect. Then we have justice, Libra. All right, bro. Actually, this card is really good in this house, in this reading, not in general, right? But in this whole reading, this card is really good. It's like a moment of elevation, a moment of us doing justice to our values, right? To ourselves, chasing our values, chasing what we think it's right for us by creating new routines, by creating new statuses, by showing others through work, organization, and skill and talking, like you show them, oh, you think this about my business, but actually it's like this, and you think you this, but actually you like that because I'm doing this, and you just in the same place, comfortable, not doing anything. Yes, you might work a lot physically, but you ain't changing your routine. I am. I'm creating a new routine. I'm creating a new market. I'm creating a new business. I'm creating new infrastructures, right? And then you bring justice to your name. You bring justice to your value. You bring justice to your business and the way you do things, right? And this can be also coming from the external realm. Others might look at you and be like, bro, this person is actually creating these new routines. They are actually creating this new business. They are actually creating this new status quo. Not only they have a new status, but they are creating a new status that the world can use. That's some powerful shit, right? That's some really how you think the current way of living exists right now. It was different 100, 200 years ago, right? So somebody had to create this new way of living. And right now, we are in a period that we have the opportunity to create a new way of living, a new way to judge what's good and wrong, what is profitable, what is successful, and what's not. And everybody, especially this week, with the elevated communication, thinking, and analyzing, we have the opportunity to see that and then show it to the world, right? And if you do it, you're gonna receive justice. You're gonna receive what's just and fair to you. When it comes to business, structure, infrastructure, right? Because structure is like you make the structure, and the infrastructure is when people come and bring their own structures to create a network, to create an infrastructure, right? Physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, in all levels. And then a real successful business is born, right? But not going too deep, let's go back a little bit and be more clear. Justice is on your way, but you have to do it. You have to claim it, right? You have to be there. You have to be active in that house, creating a new routine, creating a new pattern, creating a new business, creating new values, creating new limits, creating new boundaries, creating new networking. Or when it's all about new relationships, I always like to say this, it's not about new people, or it might be, but it's not just about new people. It's improving the networking, improving the communication and the analyzing process using the card in the middle. And now justice can be done. You can achieve success. You can achieve the profit. You know what I'm saying? Let's move on to the 11th house. House of worldwide associations, worldwide subjects and thought projects, science, astrology, religion even, but in a more logical discussion type stuff. Social media, the news, the radio, you seeing yourself as an individual in the whole world, being yourself in the middle of the crowd. There we go. And we have 5 of Cups. Ooh, that's too emotional for that house though. Hey, but actually it can bring balance, because sometimes things are too detached, too far away, too disconnected on that house. But right now, it's not. You know why? Because we learning how to communicate better and more in a more expanded and broader way, so you can connect better and deeper through your 11 house, through your associations, through social media, through your YouTube channel, Twitch channel, TikTok, whatever. So we are creating more deep, more sophisticated, and more sustainable connections, emotions, and feelings. Or on the negative side, you too attached to a Reddit post, you too attached, you too reactive about somebody's opinion on YouTube or something like that, you know? Or you too emotional, you too insecure to be yourself in the world, you know? Those emotions, bro, those fart clouds, sometimes really perturbs our ability to be social beings. And this week, this moon quarter, we are elevating our ability, we are upgrading our ability to be social beings, you know? So let's go real quick to the 12th house. House of dreams, illusions, and imaginations, deep spiritual meanings, and deep spiritual purposes. And I always like to say this, it's the house that really you can see your whole chart, your whole houses through one lens, through one perspective. And we got Four of Pentacles, Orion, over there. Oh, this is actually, if it was on another house, I would say it was too much. But in this house is really, really good, because we should be realistic, real dry, real square, real logistic, real masculine, real on point, real on time with our dreams, illusions, imaginations, faith, belief, purposes, goals in life, having a fulfilled experience. Because most people, especially from older generations, they have this job forever, and they think it's enough to just make money and pay the bills. But they almost never, I'm speaking very generally, I'm not saying you do this, right? But then in general, then they don't have a fulfilled life. They don't have a fulfilled experience. So it's way more important than just making money and survive. No, it's about that and having a fulfilled experience, having a purposeful life. That's why right now, during during this moon quarter, and the weekend too, we should be very realistic and make very sense about our current circumstance. And are we being profitable physically? Are we secure? Do we have money? And are we being profitable spiritually? Do we have a fulfilled experience? Do we have a meaningful experience? Do we have a purpose? Do we have a meaning and reasoning behind what you do, or you just do? Right? And why I said this card is good? Because this card is Four of Pentacles. So it's too much of the same element. It's because Four means squaring, making sense, and Pentacles is Earth, already making sense, already being strategical and being on point. And that can be too much. But in the 12th house is too watery, it's too dreamy, it's too illusional, it's too spiritual, because we are here to make our spirituality real, right? So if you're too spiritual, you can't do shit, you can't make sense, you can't connect with anybody. So right now, we can make the most sense and be the most on point with our spiritual goals, with our dreams and illusions, faith, beliefs, and imaginations. That's some real shit, some real powerful shit that really comes from the card in the middle, right? Elevating how we think and communicate ourselves, our spirit, and the world around us. Alright? So, it's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed. Just quick general resume, a lot of air energy, right? In the first house, in the fourth house, in the seventh house, in the 10th house, in the spiritual house, a lot of reversed energy, the first house, on the third, on the fourth, on the fifth, on the eighth, on the ninth, on the spiritual house as well. But we have some fire. Oh, Pluto might not seem like it, but it's a very fire and also water, but fiery house. So on the earth houses, on the second, sixth, and I know, my bad. because the other fire card is on the 9th house. But on the third, on the second and 6th house, we have this transformation, these spiritual alignments. And then we have the Four of Pentacles on the 12th house, which is also a very spiritual house. So we bring balance. We being more spiritual about our reality and about our situation, and we're making more sense about our dreams, illusions, and imaginations, right? But air energy on the 1st and 7th house, so it's really within you and how you connect to the world. It's all about communicating and analyzing in better, sophisticated ways and smarter ways, right? And yeah, also remember to make sure that you are communicating your spirituality to the right people, places, and things because of the 9th house. Make sure you take yourself a bit slower, and with a bit more care because you are transforming yourself and how you do work, routine, and pattern. And make sure to use that unique thought, idea, and communication from your heart space, from your emotional space, to create the best, external, comfortable, close space to your heart. You know? And that's it. Great reading. I hope you guys enjoyed. Use the links down below to find more of my content and contact me to know more about this reading, to know more about other readings, and to book a reading or personal consultation for yourself. Thank you for watching. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility as well. Enjoy yourself, believe in all possibilities, and remember that the best way to be is to be your goddamn self. It's Drake Cloud Surfer, surfing out. See you soon.